Hello everybody and welcome back. Today is a special day. It's a holiday. What holiday is it? It's National Felt Hat Day today. September 15th is National Felt Hat Day and I have some felt hats. I thought we'd talk about different styles of felt hats. And if you're looking to get into hats, then you're really going to want to be comfortable in your hat. You're going to want to feel good in your hat, and to do that, you are going to want it to look good on you, and you're going to want it to be comfortable on you, and you're going to want to like the style of the hat. So I have a few different styles of hats here. Not really, they're mostly variations on a theme, I guess. Mostly the fedora. And this one right here is, if you've watched the channel, this is the one I wear mostly. It's a fedora, and it's more of an adventure style fedora. It's got a kind of a swoop down in the front, in the back. It's kind of a little bit wonky. I've got it bashed a little bit wonky. It's more of an Indiana Jones style. As a matter of fact, that's how I ordered it, was an Indiana Jones hat in green. And Kirk Brackman, the man who owns and operates Broken Skull Hat Company, he made this for me. And this is beaver felt. And you also have hats that are made in rabbit felt and in wool felt. So there are three different types of felt you can get. And beaver felt, being the best, most water resistant, probably the warmest all around wear of a hat, can take the most punishment. And then you have rabbit felt, that is going to be just a little step down from that, not too much of a step down from that. And then you're going to have wool, and wool's going to keep you warm, and it's also going to look good. But as far as water repellency, I don't know. That's going to really vary among brands. So this is a beaver felt, and it's really withstood some good rain, and it does good at keeping me warm. And then we have, let's see, this is an adventure style, and this is this is probably the tallest crown that I normally wear. I believe this crown is it's 6 inches when it's all the way popped out. Open crown, that's what you call open crown. It's 6 inches, and then I bash it down pretty good. Crease it, bash it, and then I put the dents in it like that. And so what you're going to want to do, if you're just looking for hats, is you're going to want to try on a whole bunch of different styles of hat. Like, you're going to have these, and you can, if you have the opportunity to go to an actual hat shop, that is really going to be beneficial to you. There are also places like, I guess Bass Pro Shops sell mainly wool felt hats, and most of them have like a little wire around the brim, and they're all kind of prefabbed hats. But look at those, see what you like about those, see what colors you like. That way it'll give you more of an idea when you're actually shopping for, like, if you want a fedora, which is what I've always wanted, was fedoras. I grew up watching old movies because my parents watched old movies, so I like the old movies too. Now this is a traditional fedora with like a 1930s style ribbon on it, and it's really a departure for me. This is the first that I've ever had of its kind, and it's also, I got an open crown so I could shape it myself. And it's really a traditional fedora. It's got a wide brim on it. It's got a 2.5 inch brim on it, so it's nice and wide. It's just basically a classic fedora, classic old fedora, and it's in ash gray. And that's the thing, is the color too. When you're looking for a hat, you're going to want to look at the color, because different colors look different on you. They're going to look different on your head. And the shapes of the crown, they're gonna look different on your face too. Like this one is a little more full in the crown than this one is. This one has a little bit of a taper to it, not so much that it's extremely noticeable, but it does have a little bit of a taper to it, and I kind of like that on this hat. And the thing is, different hats, you're gonna like different things from different hats. See, this one is nice and boxy, see? And this was designed as an open crown. See, this one's got a little bit of a taper to it. Now, we're gonna look at this one here, which is also a traditional fedora. And this one's in wool. So the green one is in beaver, the gray one from KTG Hats from Kevin Todd Gerber. This one right here is in rabbit. And this one is in wool. So you have 3 different materials there. And this one, the open crown on it, is a little more tapered. See? And we call tapered, you know, to where if it goes on long enough, it's gonna basically come to a point way up there somewhere. And in this one, those other 2, I have just pretty much a center dent in it. This one, I put a teardrop in it because that's gonna flare out the sides just a little bit to give it a little more boxy look. This is still gonna be tapered, but it's gonna give it a little more boxy look. So this is brown, and it's got, unlike the other 2 that have ribbons that don't match the felt color, this ribbon matches the felt color. Like I turn like this and you can barely tell that there's a ribbon there. It's only basically when you see the bow that you can tell that I'm wearing a ribbon. But this is also a traditional fedora. So there are many different styles of fedora you can find. And so don't, you know, when you're trying one hat on and you don't like it, don't let that just discourage you from getting a hat, because there's a hat out there for you. If you're looking to have a hat, there's a hat out there for you. But like I was talking about the ribbon, this is a matching ribbon. You see, this is kind of a contrasting ribbon. This is not matching. And the KTG hat is also not a matching ribbon. Love that hat. Now you also have in a traditional fedora, this gray one. Just this dark, it's called carbon gray. It's in a Kubra. It's called the Federation 4. And I actually cut down the brim on this to be a little more conservative than the first 2 hats that I showed you. This one's a little more conservative. So this one's gonna be a little more maybe in the 60s, 50s, 60s style of fedora, because I did shorten the width on the brim a little bit. And see, this is not the same color, but it's just a little bit darker. It's got a black ribbon on there. And it's not gonna stand out mainly in a crowd if you don't want to do that. And let's see. See there, it's I really like this hat. This is I call this my detective hat. Hey Sparky, my cat's scratching right here, shaking the camera. And it's nice and windy out today, and it looks like I'm gonna get some rain, so I'm trying to get through this while I can. And this is also a Federation 4, and these are both in rabbit felt. This is a Federation 4, and it's in a different color, so you can see what, and this is the exact same thing, and I cut down the brim on this one too. So these are pretty much the same hat, just different colors, and you'll see what different colors look like. And see, this is a center dent. And that one's a center dent. And see, they look a little different. So these are the same hat, same model of hat, just in different colors. And they look a little bit different. So these are all traditional style hats, and this is another traditional style hat. This is from the 70s. A friend of mine gave this to me, and it is a stingy brim hat. It's got a very short brim on it. I believe that is a 1 1/4 inch brim, if I recall correctly. And this has got, so this is a, what is this? This is a 2 1/4? I believe this is a 2 1/4 or a 2 1/2 inch brim, and this is going to be a 1 1/4 inch brim. It might even be 1 1/8, but it's going to be a lot different. See there? And it's actually got a contrasting ribbon, different style. And you know, I was going to really clean this up, but I decided that I like the look of it. I like the lived-in look and feel of this hat. And because this was my friend's granddad's hat, I really didn't want to mess with it too much. I wanted to leave it as is. Maybe one day I'll clean it, you know, clean it up and make it look like it's brand new, but I kind of like it the way it is. It's really different. This is another departure for me, and I really like this. I like it a lot. My wife likes it too. Now we go from the shortest brim on a hat that I have to the widest brim on a hat that I have. This is an Akuba Riverina, and this is a 3-inch brim, and they actually don't make this model of Riverina anymore. They still make the Riverina, but it is a different, kind of a different style. And this is more of a Western style. But this is still rabbit felt. And this is very thin, but it's very stiff. Don't know if you can hear that. But it's very stiff. And you have different stiffnesses in the felts that you can buy too. You can get one that's stiff, and you can buy one that's pretty floppy right out of the gate. But they're all pretty much going to soften over time with wear. The more wear you give it, the softer pretty much it's going to be. And then later on, like it gets so soft that it won't hold its shape. You don't have to throw that hat away. You can take it to a shop or send it to somebody, and they can do what you call reblocking. And what they do is they will take the hat and they will put it, what's called a hat block, put it on top of that, and it will pop it out, and they will refurbish the hat. Depending on what they decide needs to be done to it, they will refurbish the hat and turn it into pretty much like new condition, depending on how the hat was when you sent it to them. And when you're buying a hat, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to measure your head. You see where my hat's sitting? You're going to want to give yourself like a finger above the ears, maybe. This is the general rule, but pretty much where you feel that the hat is going to be the most comfortable on your head is where you're going to want to measure it. Like right around here is pretty much where all my hats sit. And you take a tape measure, a tailor's tape. Take a tailor's tape and measure around that. And I do it in centimeters. You can do it in inches, but I do it in centimeters. Because pretty much worldwide the hat community runs on centimeters. I realized I didn't show you this hat from the back, my adventure hat. And also, if you go into a hat shop, you're going to want to take somebody with you who you really value and respect their opinion, and you believe that they're going to keep you from buying something that's going to make yourself look silly. But there are hats that you can buy that are already stamped out like this on a mold, and there are hats that you can buy open crown to where you shape them yourself, and they're all, you can find great hats in all those different styles of hat. All right, well, before this rain comes over here and runs me back inside and gets all my hats wet, I'll go ahead and sign off and say happy National Felt Hat Day today. And I hope that September's treating you great. It has brought us a hurricane here, or tropical storm. I don't know what it was when it made landfall, but we have felt the remnants of that, and it hasn't stopped raining for days. So, well, I take that back. We did have a day where it did quit raining, and then it rained off and on. But anyway, okay. Well, thanks for coming back to see me. I really appreciate it. And hey, come on back and see us, and we'll have some more great content for you. And until we see you again, you'll have a wonderful week, and God bless.